Hello everyone and welcome to 2021. Today I'm going to share with you all the books I plan to read in January, the very first month of 2021, obviously. So yeah, it's 2021. I'm still in my tree up because I love this tree and I don't want to put it up quite yet, and so I won't. So today is going to be all the books I'm sharing with you that I'm reading in January. So I'm doing things a little bit differently this year. This year I have a TBR jar. I've done these before in the past where I've written down books that were on my TBR and I pulled them out. I'm doing it differently this year. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from RileyMarie. I'll link her channel down below. She has this kind of TBR list, which she has like stuff like 5-star reads she thinks she'll like, a color wheel, a phone a friend, things like that. And so I got a lot of those ideas from her, so I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. And I know a lot of other booktubers do this. They have so much creative TBRs that it's just insane. But I really thought this would be a good way for me to read more of my TBR shelf, because I really focus on new releases because that's what I like to do. That's just how I am. But as the years have passed, my TBR shelf grows deeper and deeper, and I neglect it more and more, especially backlist books, books that came out maybe earlier in the year or a year before and things like that. And so I thought this would help remedy that. So I have my own list. Like I said, it was highly inspired by Riley from RileyMarie, but I've added my own. You can see them all right here. So what I've aimed to do is every month pull at least 2 or 3 out of this in addition to my TBR that I already have set. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll get into it. So I believe I have 5 new releases that are coming out this month that I really would like to read. The first one being You Have a Match by Emma Lord, which comes out on January 5th. This is a YA contemporary book. She wrote Tweet Cute last year, and I really loved it. One of my favorite YA contemporaries of the year. And this one's all about a girl that learns that she has a sister through like this random DNA match test that she does. And so she goes to this summer camp where her sister is working, and she's trying to learn like why her parents gave up her sister for adoption and things like that. So I don't know if this is going to be more of a hard-hitting contemporary or a light fluffy one, because Tweet Cute was very light and fluffy, so we'll have to see. But I really am excited about this because I do like Emma Lord's books. The next one that's also coming out on the 5th is called Love Song for Skeptics. I forgot to write the author down, but here's the cover. This is an adult romance one, and this is basically about a girl that has been in love with like her guy best friend or just this guy forever, and it's been years since they've talked, and he's moving back to where she is, and so she decides to, hey, maybe it's time to make a move. There's also like a lot of music involved in this, and it just sounds like an adorable romance book, which, I mean, who's surprised in reading romance? Not me. Speaking of romance, we have Shipped by Angie Hockman coming out on the 19th. This one is about a character named Henley who has to battle with this guy named Graham. Hopefully, I think they always have email battles and things like that. Their boss tasks each of them with drafting a proposal on how to boost bookings in the Galapagos Islands, and so I think they have to go there together, and then I think that's what happens. It's like a hate to love romance. It definitely sounds very summery, but I'm here for it. I'm ready for some summery romance because I'm already over the doom and gloom of winter, and it's only January, so we've just begun. Another adult romance that I am very excited for is The X Talk by Rachel Solomon. This is her first transition into adult romance. She's written a lot of YA contemporary, and I'm here for it. This one sounds so amazing. We have these 2 characters that are both kind of radio hosts, radio DJs. I don't know what the right terminology is for that, but they have this new segment called The X Talk, where they'll have these exes come live over air and try to just tell people like about like their breakup and try to give them advice and things like that, and it goes really big. And so their boss decides to pair these 2 radio hosts together. Forgive me, I forget their names, because they have such electric charge on air, because they're like kind of hate each other. Again, another kind of hate to love romance, which is my favorite trope of all time. And I just love, like, this one's not about podcasts, which I like, because I do love books with podcasts in them, but I've yet to read a lot of books where it's kind of just a literal radio show, an on-air radio show. So I'm here for it. And the last new release that I want to read is If I Disappear by Elijah Brazier. Hopefully I said that right. That comes out on the 26th. It's an adult mystery thriller, and this one's sounds amazing. Again, it's kind of got that radio podcast element to it. We have this woman that loves listening to true crime podcasts. Like, she knows that they're teaching her something. She knows that she needs to listen. And so when the host of one of her favorite true crime podcasts goes missing, she knows that she is meant to like find her because she's been listening to these podcasts. She's trained for this stuff. She's here for it. So that's what the whole book is about, her trying to find the podcast host. And it sounds really freaking intriguing, like goodness me. So I'm very excited for the new releases that are coming out this month that I definitely plan to read. So let's see, I have 5. So I'm gonna pull 3 of these and just see where it takes us. I am very nervous about this. This is my first time. Okay, so we have a young adult book. We have that. So my pick for the young adult book is going to be The Library of Lost Things by Laura Taylor Namey. So I picked this because I read her newest book, A Cuban's Girl's Guide to Teen Tomorrow, in the summertime, and I just loved it. And so I bought her debut novel, and I really just have been wanting to read it, so here we are. So this is about a girl named Darcy who's spent, I think, she says Darcy's finally forced to look up from the pages of the book she loves and accept that finding her happily ever after means she'll have to stop hiding and start living her own story, even if it's messy. So how could I open that door and let him see me, the messiest part of me? So it sounds amazing. I will hopefully really, really love it. So that's our first pick. So I'm going to fold this up and save this for later because I will be throwing these back in there because I want to make this like every month thing. Okay, what shall I choose? Romance. Okay, I mean, like, hey, I put it in there, I'll do it. And by romance, when I mean romance, I mean like adult romance. So, oh, this one I know immediately what I want to read because I actually am waiting for it in the mail. And that's actually, it's also an ebook I have. It's From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. It's an adult romance fantasy. I thought it was fantasy, but it won the Goodreads Award for Best Romance, which I was like, wow, didn't expect that, but here we are. But I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's got vampires in it, and that's literally all I know, but I keep hearing good things about it, so hey, I'm gonna read it. It says it's romance, so we're gonna do it. Our last pick is going to be, oh man, one fell out. I guess I'll take that one. A Book of the Month book, because I have I do work with Book of the Month, and that's amazing, but with that means I have a lot of their books on my TBR shelf, so we're gonna pick one. Any one of them will do, as long, it doesn't matter what genre it is, as long as it's a Book of the Month book, because I have too many of them on my shelf. Too many. Okay, so for the Book of the Month book I picked was These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This one came out in November, I think. I'm so happy that I'm gonna read it. This is a YA book. Is it a YA book? I'm not 1,000% sure. I do know it's historical and it's retelling. So it takes place in 1926 and it's in Shanghai. And it's basically a retelling of Romeo and Juliet set in Shanghai. I've heard amazing things about it. I can't wait to read it. I don't think I've ever read a Romeo and Juliet retelling because, it's just a tragic story. So maybe she'll change the ending. That would be great. We'll have to see, but very excited for it. So there you have my pick. So I've had a young adult book, a romance book, and a Book of the Month book. So that is great. So these 3 that I pulled from, I'm going to put right back in there. So hopefully I will accomplish all of them. So I have 8 books that I have selected to read this month. I think I can read them all. Fingers crossed. And yeah, hopefully you like this kind of new TBR thing. And I've already pulled 3 books off of my TBR shelf. So that makes me immensely happy already. So I need to make sure I do that and stay, up to date with it. So I'd love to hear what you're reading in January. Please let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.